Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Western Sydney University, we are very happy to welcome you all. And together with Dr. Rhys Tague and Thomas as our student ambassador, we would like to learn more about computer science. But before we start our session, I would like to introduce you briefly about Western Sydney University Indonesia campus. Well, Western Sydney University Indonesia was first introduced in November 2023. It being introduced by Indonesian Minister of Education, Australian Minister of Education, and on behalf of Indonesian government, the governor of East Java also there and introduced us to the public. It shows the commitment not only from the university, but also from government of both sides. Here are some achievements and recognition that received by Western Sydney University. Western Sydney University received 5 stars for US World University Ranking for teaching, employability, internationalization, facilities, innovation, and inclusiveness. We are top 50 young universities in the world by Times Higher Education, and also we are on the top 2% of universities worldwide by Times Higher Education University Ranking. And we are very proud that 2 years in a row and last few days, we also get the good news that 3 years in a row, we are the best university in the world for impact rankings, which shows the commitment of Western Sydney University to support to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We have 13 campuses all across Australia with 2 offshore campuses, and the latest is in Indonesia. We have around 50,000 students with 3,500 staffs, and we have 13 schools or faculty, if we usually call. Why Western Sydney University should be your option? The first one is we offer world-class educational standards close to you. And we offer affordable tuition fee and living expenses with shorter study duration with Australian credential. You will obtain graduation certificate from Western Sydney University, Australia. We also offer a lot of scholarship, 50% and even 100%. And we also offer flexibility study that you can choose to finish your degree in Indonesia campus, or maybe spend 2 years in Indonesia campus and 1 year in Australia, or vice versa, 1 year in Indonesia and 2 years in Australia. This is our campus. Our campus will be at Pakuwon Tower, 35th and 36th floor, Tunjungan Plaza, Surabaya. And the design will looks like this. This is part of our main campus, and Paramata design will be bring to Surabaya. So you will have the same study experience studying in Indonesia with studying in Australia. To join with us, the minimum entry requirement will be 75 if your school using national curriculum, or if your school using IB curriculum, then the minimum score will be 24, or your school using Cambridge, then the minimum score is 6 for 3 core subjects. For the English requirement, we required IELTS 6.5 with no band less than 6. We offer a lot of scholarship, 20%, 30%, and 50% multi-year scholarship. And we also provide 100 scholarship that being proposed or being offered by the governor of East Java, vice governor of East Java, Surabaya City Mayor, and also Australia Consul General for Central and East Java. Well, if you would like to know more, you can save our number so that you can reach us. And without further ado, please welcome Dr. Rhys Tague and Thomas. Okay, the time is yours. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm just going to share my screen. Are you able to see this?
Yes, thank you.
Fantastic. Yes, my name is Rhys Tague. I'm the Academic Program Advisor for Computer Science in our School of Computer, Data and Mathematical Sciences. In Western Sydney, we actually have multiple schools, and I belong to this particular school, which is about computing, mathematics and science. And what I want to run through today is the actual computer science program that we have available on Surabaya Campus. But before I get into that, what I want to do is just talk a bit about our school and also explore some of the benefits of computer science. Like, where will you end up if you actually get a computer science degree? So our school is actually quite diverse. We don't just study computing and maths and data science. We actually have subset research themes within that. We have 8 professors who overlook those themes, and then we have various faculty staff underneath that who are essentially actioning the school goals and, of course, teaching. So I'm part of the teaching staff. I also study human-centered computing, so HCI, which is human computer interaction, and we have a wide range of capability within our school. In autumn last year, we actually hit 2,100 enrollments, and of these enrollments, 50% were actually international. So what that means is that Western Sydney is very familiar teaching to a wider audience, almost a global audience. So we know what works within our school. Now, although I'm talking about computer science, we actually offer many different degrees at Western Sydney in our school. Information communications technology, in addition to computer science, information systems, data science, mathematics, and we also have an entrepreneurship degree. And if after your undergraduate, you feel that you want to study some more, we also have master degrees. So we're covering all bases when it comes to computing, maths, and data science. Now, the question always pops up, why study at Western? I'll ask Thomas later why he chose Western Sydney, but I came from Western Sydney. I studied my undergraduate at Western Sydney, and I've gone all the way to PhD at Western Sydney. The reason why I chose it is because it was industry relevant. We actually have accreditation with our degrees, and what that means is that we have the Australian Computer Society, which is the world's first society that was recognized in computing to be seen or to make IT a profession, an actual profession. We have architects, we have accountants, we have all these people who have licenses or accreditation. You go back 20 years, computing didn't have that. The Australian Computer Society pushed through and made that path happen, and our degrees are actually accredited by the Australian Computer Society, symbolizing that our degrees are actually at a professional level. So when it comes to employability, it means that you have a degree that is industry relevant and also seen at the global stage. Now, we've already gone off about our perfect score, and we also hit #1 in the world again in 2024. That's 3 years in a running in terms of sustainability and development. So I won't get into that, but just know that your degree that you get at Western Sydney, if you choose to go at Western Sydney, I hope you do, is a professional degree, a degree that will open doors for you. Now, computer science. I'm the academic program advisor, and what that basically means is I advise students on what to study. If they're wanting to do certain things in their career, I'll say maybe you want to try a little bit harder with this subject because this is going to pay off in dividends when you're in industry. My role is to advise what you can do in computer science and what it can actually achieve for you. Now, I've listed out some things here, and what you'll see is that a lot of these is not just about programming. Computer science is one of those degrees that will open up doors in various areas, mainly because it's about creativity and being innovative. Software development, or just computing in general sense, is impacting every part of the industry. So, or every industry. So what that means is that you're not just solving problems for computing. You're actually solving problems at a larger sense, at a business level. If you get into government, it might be at a nation level. So you are actually doing something that is bigger than just a single computer or programming. And it's a creative process, right? Programming is creative. It's why some people can be really addicted to programming. They enjoy it so much and they follow it all through their life because it's so fun. And in computer science, we have many different subjects that focus on software development. And some of those subjects, people say, incredibly addictive. They thought it was too short. They wish it went longer because they were having so much fun in it. Of course, you have competitive salaries, computer science, and I'll talk about this in a moment about your career opportunities with computer science. It's very competitive. And the great thing about it is that it is a degree that is global in terms of your skills are universal, but you can also work remotely anywhere in the world. So your earning potential is very high. Impact, you are able to not only impact locally, but also globally. Like I said, your skills are universal, so they can be basically mapped anywhere in the world. And because they're universal, I said they're broad, they're also future-proofing. So what this means is that some people go to study a degree, and that degree has a lifespan. So it might be 5 years, 10 years, and then they have to upskill. With computer science, what you're actually learning is generic skills in problem solving, generic skills in teamwork, generic skills in being able to solve logical problems. And these skills are needed throughout your life. It's not something that you've learned something for 5, 10 years before things change. You've got these for the rest of your life. So you can move in all different directions with a computer science degree. Now, employment opportunities. A lot of people want to know what can they actually do with computer science. Now, like I said, you can go into many different areas, but I'm going to hone in on some of the traditional roles that people do when they're doing computer science. Software development. That's the one that usually pops into people's minds. If we're looking at the Australian salary range, you could get a job straight out of uni at 65, 70, all the way up to 160, right? Not straight out of uni, but you can work your way up to 160. And you can be front-end developer, back-end development, full stack, meaning you're doing both front and back. You've got mobile app development, you've got web development, you've got a software engineer, so you're developing software for computers. When it comes to software development, you are basically the jack of all trades. You are developing software to control computers to do something for you. Your degree, even though it's not a data analytics degree, in computer science, there is data analytics involved. This is why some people with a computer science degree can also enter into data science. Even if they don't major in it, they can still enter into it because, like I said, you learn those universal skills. And data analysts, data engineer, these are people who are working with large pieces of data or modeling the storage of data, which are critical for business. Now, at Surabaya Campus, we actually have the major in artificial intelligence. And what you'll also notice here as well is that the salary for artificial intelligence is actually higher. It's 85 as an entry. Usually some students come straight out of uni and they have an entry of 85,000, which is fantastic straight out of uni. And that can all go all the way up to 200K after a few years and can even go even higher. I know some students who are on a bigger salary than that. Now, with AI, some people think that it's a hot topic right now. It's not going away. It's going to be very relevant, and it's going to be relevant for a very, very long time. So the skills that you learn in the major will expose you to how AI is actually created, how you utilize it, and how you exploit it. And what I mean by that is, okay, you can use it, but how can you exploit it to be able to do different things? And there's many different job roles here. AI engineer, where you're actually developing your own. Machine learning engineer, where you're training basically algorithms to do certain things. A data scientist, but focusing on AI, so getting large pieces of data and working with it. Robotics engineer, and NLP, which is a natural language specialist. And we have some others here, but because of timing, I'll keep moving. But you can see they're all around the same. We're 60 to 150. We've also got project management as well. If that's your thing, some people like being a manager, they want reports, meaning people actually work under them. There's also that opportunity with this degree as well. You don't have to go and get a master's of business. You can, with a computer science degree, again, you have those generic skills that allow you to apply them in really any different field. Now, our school is very diverse in terms of we're not just focusing on ourselves. We actually think about how we impact the industry. So you can see we have quite some strong partners here. We have IBM, we have DXC. DXC is actually a big international corporation. A lot of people don't hear about DXC, but it's actually in the background to a lot of the big corporations that we deal with. They're a service provider of IT for these big corporations. They're involved with banks and various other industries. Amazon, we also have Tata Consultancy as well. So our school has a wide reach in the industry. So it's not just we study at the uni and that's it. You get exposed to different relationships that are with our school. Now, our course for Surabaya, it's a 3-year degree. And you can see there's a bit of coloring difference here. So the darker reddish or maroon color, these are called core subjects. You have to do these, but then you have the electives, and these electives are part of your major. Now at Surabaya, only the AI major is offered, but these can be seen as, okay, this is the core, this is what everyone is doing across every single campus. But the lighter color ones, they're the ones that are unique to Surabaya. So you can see introduction to cloud computing, machine learning, computer graphics, visual analytics, robotic programming, focusing on artificial intelligence. You'll also see we have a green one here. This green one is our work integrated learning subject. This is where you engage with an industry partner and you actually have to build a project for this industry partner. You gather requirements and you essentially have the autonomy to build your own system for this client. You get real world experience in terms of, okay, client's requirements change, communication is very important, I have to do problem solving, all the different things that you will experience in industry, you get out of this subject here. You can see it's in the last semester because it is basically gathering everything that you've learned before and applying it. Alrighty, that's computer science, and I'll pass it over to Thomas. I'm going to ask him some questions. Thomas, you there? Can I just get your mic check?
Yep.
Alrighty, I'll turn off the screen share so we have a bigger video. So, Thomas, introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself, who you are, and what is your role at Western Sydney right now?
Thank you, Dr. Rhys. Hi, Indonesian student. I'm Thomas. I'm Vietnamese, so my Vietnamese name is Hoang Tung. Just call me Thomas, which is easier for you guys. I'm currently a 3rd-year student in Bachelor of ICTs and Computer Science as an add-on degrees. I'm currently a student ambassador in WSU as well. Yeah, I'm in my final years now. Really happy to share with you guys about my experience here.
Yeah, so one question I have, Thomas, is why did you choose Western Sydney? When you have all these options, why did you choose Western Sydney?
So I gotta say, before I entered to this uni, I've been looking at the development of this school. I can see this uni was just established since 1989. It's not a really long time, but it has a progressed and developed very quickly in just all this year. I think they are ranked 247th in the global best university rank. So as a young uni and with this growth, I just imagine how high will WSU ranking in the futures when I graduate. So I believe yeah, I had a good choice.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Like, we are a very young university, And in a very short time, we have made mileage that some other universities didn't do for decades and decades and decades. We have some universities in Australia that have been around for a very long time, and they didn't move as fast as Western Sydney. And that's really telling about our future, especially when we look at how we've become first 3 years in a row for sustainability. This is global, and Western Sydney has already achieved this in a very short time, and it's very exciting. How have you found your study so far? You said you're in your 3rd year. What do you like? What have you found that is,
So from my experience so far, I found the teaching approach at WSUs to be very engaging and effective. The method that the teaching team has used make me feel learning here is really enjoyable while still being highly educational with lots of professional projects. I could say in my first semester, I took a course which is called Programming Fundamental, and Dr. Rhys was my lecturer at that time as well. Throughout the whole semester, I was playing a coding game, which is not only make the learning process fun, but also helping me build a solid foundation in programming. This experience has sparked my love for coding programming, and also the majority of my tutors here been very open-minded and approachable, including Dr. Rhys. They interact closely with the student, and you can even share your personal concern with them for support. Yeah, really helpful teaching team.
Yeah, the first subject, programming fundamentals. I remember you, Thomas. Even though it's 3rd year, I do remember you, because you get we're very approachable, right? And when you come to uni, think about that at Western Sydney. Like, they promote that you are approachable to students, and that means that students have a better personalized kind of study at Western Sydney. So that was actually a good comment that you made, Thomas. So yeah, fantastic. What was your favorite subject, and how do you see this going to help you in the future?
I would say my top 3 will be maybe programming fundamental. That's actually bring me to programming. The other 2, I would say data structure and algorithms and object-oriented programming. So with data structures, I feel understanding data structure and algorithm is essential for programmer future, because they are the foundations of efficient problem solving. These concepts help programmers write optimized and scalable code, which is really important for managing complex application and large data set. And as we can see, before you enter in any companies, such as Google, the big companies such as Google's or Amazon, they require you to do a test before move to the next stage, which is the interview part. So I find that in those tests, they always test me a lot about data structure and stuff and OOP stuff. And I would say that's why these 2 subjects is crucial for my futures and for every programmer future as well.
Yeah, the technical tests that people do for these big corporations, they're important because what they're trying to see is, when we are storing data, if we're doing a lot of processing, what's the most efficient way to do it? Because even though we have all this computing power, we need to make sure that we don't just waste it. So that's actually very good to hear. Oh, look, I'll leave it there and I'll pass it back to Yuna. Did I say that right, Yuna? Yes?
Yes, very.
Fantastic.
That's true, Yona. Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Because people usually cannot mention my name correctly, but you do it perfectly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So on the Q&A session and the Q&A part, there are some 2 questions actually, and there are some questions that also I already prepared for you. So the first question is, will ACS accreditation that WSU has help the students to find jobs in Australia?
Yes. So, like I said, that's a global recognition, that professional level that Australian Computer Society has. So when people actually apply for a job, the degree has to be at a certain level for them to see, okay, this is computer science or this is ICT at a professional level. And what that actually means is that students have a standard to be measured on by the industry. And that is that's incredibly important, because you might study somewhere else that is not accredited, and what you've actually studied leaves a bit of doubt into your future employer's mind, because is it at the standard that they know it should be, right? Western Sydney has that, and we go through it every 5 years. So it's not stamped once, it's accredited, that's it. Every 5 years we go through and actually get it accredited. It goes across all our degrees, and we make sure that, okay, we are meeting what the industry needs at this point and at a professional standard level.
Okay, so the accreditation is like a guarantee for the audience, that, not the audience, for the company, for the industry, that the graduates of Western Sydney University has the professional level that they need to contribute to their industry. Isn't like that?
Yes, exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, the second question that the audience asks is, the student still confused whether he should choose computer science or ICT. Can you explain the difference? Thank you.
Yeah, this is a common question. So people say, well, isn't computer science ICT, or information communications technology? Well, the way I phrase it is, if you just want to do traditional kind of software development or engineering in terms of the computing, then you do computer science. If you want to do possibly networking, you want to do web development, just that, you don't want to branch off, information communication technology is your route. But like Thomas has done, he's done ICT, but he's also picked up computing subjects as well, computer science subjects as well. And you can do the same thing with computer science. You can do computer science and pick up subjects in ICT. The flexibility is there. Computer science is focusing more on traditional kind of algorithms, data structures, how to actually logically solve problems from a computer scientist kind of point of view, where ICT is the degree where you're looking at the applied aspects of computing. So web development, mobile app development, networking, systems administration. They both have the wide audience of, or wide spectrum of employment, but one's more focused on the software data structure, where ICT is more broad. You know, which one you choose is entirely up to you, but both have a wide range of job roles.
So the cross-section between ICT and computer science is a lot, but if we would like to make it simple, then when we're talking about computer science is talking about more programming, more data structure, and when we're talking about application of the IT, we're talking about ICT. When we're talking about networking, when we're talking about, what about network security? Is it ICT also?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, yeah, you can. So most of network security or cybersecurity is ICT focused. Computer science, you can still go in that. Like I actually showed that one of the job opportunities is there, but ICT would be more aligned for network security or cybersecurity.
Okay, thank you. Now I have questions that I try to learn or know more when you do the presentation. You mentioned that in Surabaya Campus, the elective subject will be focused on artificial intelligence. So
Yes.
can you elaborate more about the artificial intelligence major, so that the audience will know about the elective subject that they will study?
Yeah, so artificial intelligence is basically utilizing algorithms that can automate or predict something based on data. So with your degree, even though there's a core subject in computer science called artificial intelligence, there's different understandings that you need, that you gain from your major, to understand applications of AI. So it might be analytics programming. Analytics programming is looking at data and extracting information out of that data that you could then feed into an artificial intelligence program. So think of the major as kind of getting more well-rounded in AI instead of just studying one subject and thinking that you're an AI expert. You need those electives to have a real grounded understanding in all the possible applications of where AI can be applied and how to do it.
Okay, okay. And in the presentation, especially about the course structure, there
Yep.
is if I'm not mistaken, a green box
Yep.
that actually the work integrated learning. It will happen in the 6th semester, right?
Yes. So if I bring up my
So
slides
yes,
again,
yes. Nah, yeah,
so
that's right, that's right. Yeah.
this one
Can
here,
you
professional
elaborate
experience.
more? Whether the student will do it in the semester or in the summer break, or how the
It'll do
student
it
will
in
do
the
it?
semester. In the semester. They will do it in the semester. So professional experience is a subject, and that subject has work integrated learning built into it. So you have these three other subjects that you do: visual analytics, robotics programming, introduction to data science. You have that. But professional experience is focusing on, okay, you're going to have an industry client and they're going to have requirements, and you have to gather those requirements, come up with a proposal on how you're going to solve those requirements. So from a technical perspective, what technology are you going to use to solve that? How are you going to program it? So whatever the requirements are, how are you going to program it? And then you have about 8 weeks of development time with an academic supervisor to support you. You know, you're not in industry just yet, to support you while you learn the benefits of dealing with a client, dealing with a team in an autonomous kind of way. So what I mean by that is you aren't given an assignment brief and say, these are the different things that you have to do. No, you're going to work with the client and figure out what you have to do, just like you would in the industry. You've got to utilize the knowledge that you have and apply it to solve this problem. And that's what we do in the industry all the time in computing, is that we have a problem, and based on our understanding, we have to apply it. So professional experience is what we call a capstone. So it takes all the other subjects, brings them together, and has you apply it to solve a problem.
Okay, so besides the work integrated learning, which is professional experience, there will be a capstone also that will be
So no,
combined.
professional experience is the capstone.
Ah, okay. Professional
Yeah,
experience is the capstone. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Thank you. So, based on the statement that Dr. Rhys mentioned before, that Western Sydney University has the approachable lecturers are approachable. So I would like to discuss with Thomas. How can you maximize this opportunity that the lecturer open themselves to be approachable? How you maximize this, and how's your experience about this?
So I would say approachable here means like I can talk to them very closely about like at the moment I'm concerned about what should I choose for my majors. I'm currently like this one, like that one. What should I planning for my couple of years later? And um yeah, moreover, approachable is here. I mean, like some of my tutor, I can talk to them like my friends, and they always spend their free times to help me if they seeing me putting my effort into the unit. I still remember from in my first semester, there's one subject that I pretty struggle in the first few days, and my tutor was busy on the whole day. However, he still spent the late night to discuss about that subject with me. It's like uh our schedule sessions, I think.
Okay.
I don't know
So
if it makes sense.
yeah, so the tutor or the lecturer is not only teaching and then that's it, but they
Mhm.
open themselves when you want to meet them outside of the class, and then if you can make an arrangement, or can make an appointment with your tutor or with your lecturer, so that you can discuss more with your difficulties. Is it like that, Thomas?
Yes, it is. And one more thing I want to add on is this would be my advice for all the future student as well. Is I would say try to make friends with your tutors because they could bring their real life projects and want you to work with them, so you will gain more experience in this field, which is you will build a strong experience into your resume in it.
So the lecturers and the tutors they are not only there to do the simple tasks, but they will also make a relation with you that can help you with your future after you graduate, because they will give you a real life project, things like that, Thomas.
Yes, it is.
Okay, very nice. Okay, I believe, are there any more questions that you would like to discuss with Dr. Rhys and Thomas? Audience, if you have, then you can put some questions in the Q&A section. Oh, here, I believe there is one. Okay. Would there be a job opportunity to work for Australian company remotely from Indonesia with WSU certificate? Maybe Dr. Rhys can answer this.
Yeah, look, if you are doing remote work and you are able to apply for a job that is open to remote work, having a Western Sydney University degree is actually very to your advantage, because what they see is that you have actually studied the same material that they study at Australia overseas. So when they're going to employ someone remotely and they see, oh, hold on, this person has been educated with the Australian institution, Western Sydney, that is in your favor, definitely, yes.
So the fact that our graduate will have the same certificate, it's not only about the certificate, but it's also about the learning experience, the study experience, the curriculum. And like what you mentioned, that all students, although they study offshore, not in Australia, they will have the same degree, they will have the same experience, they will have the same knowledge, and then they will have the same skills like those who study in Australia. Is that right, sir?
That's exactly right. Yep.
Okay. Is there any more questions from the attendees that would like to ask questions? But maybe while waiting for the questions, maybe you would like to give a closing statement, Dr. Rhys and Thomas, please.
Yeah, look, I think it's an excellent opportunity to be students who are going to be the first through the Surabaya campus. You're going to have an intimate study in terms of there's going to be you with the first people going through. So you're going to be the inaugural students that go through. So you've got this rare opportunity to study at Western Sydney University. And I wouldn't put that opportunity past yourself because of the relationships that you're going to build amongst your students, with the staff. And when you come out at the end, you can know, hey, I was one of the first that studied at Surabaya Campus for Western Sydney.
Yes, if you would like to add something, Thomas.
I will say that Dr. Rhys has covered my part. Yeah, they would be the first student who came out of the Indonesian WSU as well. So that would be the advantage.
And I also really love the statement of Dr. Rhys and Thomas about being approachable. So I believe the first batch will not that big number of cohort, and using that small and intimate class, make the lecturer will know more about the students. They will see the confusion if the student has. If the student don't understand about the topics, then the lecturer and the tutor, maybe they can aware and help the students more. And same like what you have in Australia campus, the tutor and the lecturer are approachable. So this is a very good opportunity for you to study with us, because you will learn more, not just the course structure, not just the lecturer session, but besides that, outside of the classroom, you will have your lecturer, your tutor that you can communicate like your friends. So you will learn more about ICT, about computer science, and you can communicate, you can benefit more from your tutor and lecturer. Well, I think there is no more question that the audience would like to ask, but we are also send you in the audience chat our number that you can contact us through email or WhatsApp messages. We will very happy to help you all. Well, thank you, Dr. Rhys. Thank you, Thomas, for your time. Have a nice weekend and see you next time. Bye.